Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dan Brown. This video is an overview of my program on how to play country piano. And today I'm going to share with you about 9 of the most important skills that you're going to need to learn while you go through the program. So if you're ready, we're going to get started right now. I want to start out by saying thank you to everyone who's been watching the lessons and to everyone who's subscribed so far. I thought it would be helpful, whether you've already been working on this or whether you're brand new to my channel. I just want to share with you briefly today what I'm doing here and what's already available and what you can expect in the future. During this presentation, I'm going to share with you 9 things that you really need to know as a country piano player. And so these are the 9 things that if you go through the program from start to finish, even if you only do some of it, there are 9 things that I want you to be able to do well. And here's what they are. The first thing that I want you to take away from the program as you go through it is that you need to have the ability to play in all keys. So to play in all 12 keys. You can see we have a circle up there. It's usually called a circle of chords. This is one you haven't seen before. It's called the circle of keys. And all 12 of the keys that you can play in are there. So far in the lessons that I've done, the lessons have been in about half of those. So if you see the E there in the left-hand corner, so E, A, D, G, C, and F, almost all of the lessons have been in those keys. And really those are the most popular keys. But I want to encourage you to learn, and this is a long-term goal, for you to be able to play in all of these keys. And the way you do that is you start with one and you learn it and you get comfortable with it, and then you move to one that's either to the left or the right of that one on the circle there. And before we move on, I want you to ask yourself this one question. What is the one key right now of the 12? If you had to just pick one key, what is the one key that you can play in best? And that's important because you can take that one and then transfer the things you know onto the next key. And number 2 is about the circle of chords. You can see we have the circle of chords there, and you're going to find that these are in every lesson, and I feel like these are going to be really helpful for you. You can see the 3 major chords on the top in purple, and then there's some minor 7 chords there on the left. So in a key, like in the key of G, those are the chords that you're going to use. And I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to encourage you in every lesson to be able to play these chords. So if you're in G, you play C. There's C. And you play D. Back to G. And then you could go to an A minor. Like this. You could go to an E minor 7. There's an A minor 7 again. Back to D. And once in a while you'll drop down to that B minor 7. It'll sound like this. It could go there, or it could go here. So know the circle of chords and know how it's used. Just know that you have those 6 chords that you can move in and out of, and that's going to be super helpful for you. I've got a different chart up there now, and I wanted to demonstrate this for you because I think it's important. A lot of times in country music, you can have a song that, say it's in G, and it'll drop down, back to G, like that. So I just wanted to share that with you, that sometimes those chords in the violet can be major chords. So they're kind of stepping out of the key and then they're coming back. I'm going to show you how to do that. Number 3 on the list of the most important things you can take from the program is this. You need to be able to play with both hands. And in every lesson that I've already done and every lesson that I do in the future, I'm going to encourage you to have both hands on the piano and to be doing things and moving. And it's a skill that you just got to have. If you think about ragtime from over 100 years ago and stride piano and then, swing and even styles like what we call Southern gospel, they all have this left hand moving. And so that's something that's going to be a big part of the course and something that I'm going to teach you how to do in every lesson. Number 4 on the list of the most important things you're going to learn from the course is left hand patterns. And I look back at my journey on the piano and I really wish that I knew how important the left hand was. It's super important. The good news is that I've got some great exercises and patterns for you to play with the left hand, and I'm going to show you those right now. One of the best things you can start working on as a beginning country piano player is this little pattern, this simple little pattern called trails. And I'm going to show you in G, but it just goes like this. You can do that lower too. It goes to the other major chords and it moves around and it gives your right hand a foundation to do a lot of great things on. So it's called trails. It's in multiple keys. So you got to know it and you're going to love it. I'm going to be making a new lesson for you called Simple Stride. And what stride is, it's a left hand pattern that just has you playing a bass note and a chord, playing the alternate in the chord. So instead of doing it with both hands like this, we had a lesson on that. You're really just doing it with one hand like this. And what it does, again, as all these left hand patterns do, it frees your right hand up to play really anything. So look for those lessons. They're going to be coming out soon, and it's going to be very powerful for you. Another left hand pattern that you're going to really like, and I think it's going to be super helpful for you, is this one. It's called Shuffle. This one's also in G, but it looks like this. With your left hand, you're just bouncing these around like that. If you're wanting to learn blues, that's it. That's what you're going to need. That's what your left hand is going to do to support your right hand. I'm going to be doing more of the shuffle lessons in different keys, and I want to encourage you to try those in different keys. Another left hand pattern that I haven't done a lesson on yet is Boogie Woogie, and I'm going to get a lesson ready that shows you how to do this. It's a way to do it. You're going to use two hands. You're going to use two hands at first, and later on you can learn how to do it with just your left hand, but it's going to look like this. And then a variation of that will be for it to come up to the seventh, and it'll sound like this. This is a style that you can use on those fast country rock songs or the 1950s rock. Skill number 5 that I want you to take out of the program is to be able to do some fun things and some really exciting and powerful things with your right hand. And one of those things is chording. As a country piano player, you're going to be playing chords almost all the time. If you're just getting started with the program, you might want to start with these chording videos. I made these in multiple keys, and what you're doing here, you're using both hands and you're just playing a bass note and a chord like that. And later on in the lesson, it'll teach you how to break those up like this. When you play chords, there's really a couple of ways you can do it. You can play a solid chord like this, and you can also break your chord up, and watch just the right hand. You can break your chords up like this. I made some lessons called A Love Song from 1 to 6, and that has you chording with a major chord like this. And it also has you breaking chords up like this. If you're a beginner, I would strongly recommend that you try this out. I think it's going to be pretty easy for you, and I think it's going to be fun, and it's a great place for you to start. Another skill for your right hand that you just got to have when you play country music is honky tonk. And I have a whole bunch of lessons on honky tonk ready. And the first lessons are having you do the same thing, but they're in different keys. And so, for example, on these lessons, you're going to start here, and you're going to walk back down. In this same lessons, I have some variations of that that'll show you how to do some fancier things. And I think you're going to have fun with those. Another skill for the right hand that's very, very powerful is the slip note. And the examples that I'm showing you here are all in G, but we actually have these ready for you in different keys. And the slip note style is going to let you take any song and make it sound like country. So say I played a progression like this. If I added slip notes, I could do something like this. I'm going to be doing a second slip note lesson in different keys that shows you how to do this. And that's something you can do in country piano all the time, and it's going to sound great. We've been talking about using the left hand and the right hand together, and another lesson that I have ready for you is on walking, and this one's in G, and it sounds like this. And then it walks back down. This is somewhat of an advanced move, and I want you to try it, and if you find that it's too difficult, I have another lesson that you might like better. This is another walking lesson, and this one's also in G, but it really has the left hand that's doing the work. So your left hand and your right hand are both playing, and your left hand walks up like this. So try those out, because I think you're going to like them, and I think they're going to be really helpful for you as you learn country piano. Number 7 is all about chords, and during every lesson in this program, you're going to learn about major chords and about minor chords. I'll teach you about sixths. I'll teach you about sevenths. I also have ready for you some lessons on chord inversions. And this is a skill that you just have to have while you're learning piano. So I want you to try those out, and I think they're going to be very helpful for you. Before we get to number 9, which is the last skill that you're going to learn in the program, I just want to share with you about some of the new lessons I have coming up. I've already talked about the boogie. I think that's going to be really helpful for you, and I think you're going to like it. This one's called Boogie in a Box. And this is a skill that's going to get your left hand moving and make your left hand stronger. I'm going to be doing a lesson on the fast 50 style, just like Jerry Lee Lewis used to play. And I'll also share my story of the piano lesson that I had with Jerry Lee Lewis and what he taught me during that lesson. Finally, I'm going to be doing a lesson called 1954, and it's going to teach you how to play the 50 style that sounds like this. And this slow 1950s piano style is a style that's great for beginners because you can play it slow, you can go at your own speed and tempo, and you can just work through it at your own pace. It's going to be very fun and very rewarding for you. So again, the lesson is going to be called 1954, and I think you're going to love it. Of the 9 things that you're going to take away from the country piano course, and this is number 9. During the course, I want you to learn about who you are as a piano player. And the way you do that is you find songs that resonate with you. Songs that have piano in them that when you hear it, you say, oh, I love that. I want to be able to do that. That's the piano player inside of you that you need to get out. That's the language that you and the piano need to speak together. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful, and I've got some great lessons coming up for you, so I want you to be watching for those, and I'll see you back real soon. Bye-bye.